Well, g'day tubes, how's it going? So we got an interesting little thing to work on here today. This is a cable from my garage door down at the other cemetery workshop there. And pretty thin. And this is to activate the, it's actually going back together. To activate the little flipper lock on the side of the door from the front door handle, you know, from the outside or the inside. So this goes through, let me think now. This goes through, well, this part goes on the flipper part. It goes in, comes around, and there's a bolt that pinches down and it binds that down. And this goes all the way through to your handle, and it goes in and around the handle, so when you flip it, it pulls the cable. Well, I guess over time this has kind of gone down to like two things. So we got to make a new cable. I don't have that exact size, but I've got this stuff here that should work. It's a little bit beefier, but it should fit in everywhere. I did give it a test earlier, so we're just going to not undo all this. We're just going to take off what we need. I actually have to make two of these. But my issue is I don't have a way or anything to put this little guy on the end here. I don't have any of these little crimpy things. So we're gonna do the brazing rod kind of deal. That sort of kind of way, you know. And we're getting there to the first one, but I might as well make two of them, and I got two doors down there, and they've got two of these, and hopefully these should last quite a bit longer. That might be enough for one. So let's start at this end. We'll give it a little, it's always better to have a little extra. Oop, go this way for a little extra. And then down here I can have a little extra too. Something like maybe there. Because this goes through that bolt and you just pull this tight and that tightens it between the things. So let me just grab my little guy out. I don't know if you've noticed, but my psoriasis on my hands is fairly bad today for some weird reason. It seems to go in cycles. It'll start to look better and then all of a sudden it starts flaring up again, and I don't know. They apparently don't know anything about it, how to fix that. So anyways, I'm going to, so bear with my thingies. I'm sorry, can't do anything about it. At least I don't have hairy palms. So I'm going to show you how to cut cables here, because if you try to cut the cable with a pair of side cutters, it usually doesn't work. For instance, that's not a side cutter. For instance, that's the wrong drawer. Sorry for the heater noise in the background too. It's frickin' back to winter and crappy out here. Actually, you know what? These aren't the best cutters. Anyways, I don't have a really good pair of cutters here. I picked up some more of these little mini guys. They're $4. Dirt cheap. There's no gripper things grooved into them there, but then I got this little set here too. Pretty cheap. Why not? Every time you need a little set of them. But if you try to cut these with this, all that does is mash her apart. See how it just mashed all that apart there? So those won't work. The best way to do it is a good cold chisel. One of these guys. I'll show you how to do this. Hopefully I don't make myself a fibber. So we want it to cut about there. Put your chisel on there. Good hard surface too. And if I can work myself here, just give her one good snap. And then you got a nice clean cut on the end. Sweet! That worked good. I've done that many times. I've had to replace the cables about this size for the little snowblower that wraps around and then goes into the cylinder. Everything wraps around, and it's a big, that's why I got this stuff. It's like a big long cable. So the psoriasis, though, I'm gonna talk about that for a minute. I'm kind of thinking that mine is diverted from stress. Way back, I had 2 kidney stones, and that put a tremendous amount of stress on my body, because, you know, the pain of that was just brutal. That was going back a lot of years ago, but this is something that's festered ever since. So I'm kind of thinking that from that stress, that just that one night, it sent me into basically more stress on my body later on after that, with some depression from the stress, I would imagine. And then I had to get on some anti-depression meds, which I guess worked, but you don't have to hit it as hard as I hit the first time. It breaks off pretty good. But you gotta have a good sharp chisel. None of these ones with, if you have to sharpen it on a grinder, do that, because it won't work too well if that's not nice and sharp. So a little backstory of me, which I think, you know, is what's caused it, is that. So now what we got to do here is going to be interesting. I gotta somehow, this here, I'm going to try to see, because this has a little bit of a, where's the other one here? A little bit of a thing that the thing rests on. So I'm kind of thinking of getting the blob on there and then putting this guy on maybe, and then blobbing it around it or something with the stuff here. It might not need that. It might just gob up here well enough. But major problem with that, and my tanks, of course, PV Mart's closed, or darn near, and I can't get tanks anywhere unless we can find somewhere that I can just exchange one at, like Praxair or Lindy or something, because this one is ooh, that's not good. That one is actually almost right out. Might not even have enough for this little job. Oh, hang on. Must have had my cutting torch on here before. This one's still got about 375 in it, in the oxygen, but the acetylene is really low. So we might not be in too good a shape for that. But hopefully we got enough here just for this little job. And I guess I'm gonna have to source that out. Man, that frickin' sucks. Okay, let's get out a bit of brazing rod here. We'll try to weld this stuff together. Got, I think, a partial one here. Yeah, right there. Get out some gold. We'll do it in gold. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to find out, because my welder too, I'm almost out of gas in that, and I do have an empty one. Guess I should have got them done long ago and we would have been fine, but uh-oh. There's something there. I don't like my bench on fire. Okay, I can't do that with my left hand. I have to do it this way. I don't need this really hot at all, so I got my tiny little tip on. There. Just a little baby. He's just a little baby. It doesn't take long to heat this stuff up. So I basically just want like a little blob on the end here, if it'll stick for us. Come on. Why don't you want to stick? being so mean? It's a pretty tiny cable too, and this is a fairly big rod. Oh, oh. Okay, let's keep an eye on that one. And we got a little blob on there. Smell plywood burning. Okay. Now, can you guys hold this for me while I... Am I going to do that? I don't want to shut it off, but I don't want to burn myself either. I need a torch holder. I need a torch holder. Stay there. Now, yeah, it might need that little nut on there. I don't know how well this is going to adhere to each other though. It might not adhere too well. Ooh. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Trying my best. So there's some pretty exciting information too. I should probably share with you guys. It's pretty good. It's not necessarily directly pertaining to me, but that'd be good. My brother-in-law, that worked for PV Mart, TSC before. He's been there for like 19 years. He was the general manager outside of town here, the one that I shopped at all the time. Where am I going to put this now? This is going to be really hot. Let's put it up here, maybe. Just hang it off the side. So, of course, he lost his job, which really sucks. But he got himself another job. He's always had managerial jobs, so he's had job at well, Blockbuster Video, which was, you know, back in the day when we used to rent movies. He worked there, the one in town here, for quite a while. And of course that folded up. Stupid Blockbuster. I actually worked there for a while too, in my very younger years. Not very long, but I was unfortunately at another location, not in town here, so I had to commute, and I couldn't do that. That sucked. So I ended up quitting that. But anyways, he of course was the manager out here at this TSC. Ooh. Okay, that's not gonna work. I don't know if this is, why did I have, I don't know. Oh, I know what to do. We'll just put this in here for a second. So yeah, he was the manager out at the TSC outside of town here. I don't know if I got enough on that. Oh yeah, I should be right. And of course the TSC here packed it up. And so he got, oh sorry, he worked at Blockbuster. And then he worked at Staples, which is like the Business Depot. Manager there. He gets these manager jobs all the time. I don't know how he doesn't. So he worked there, and he quit there because the TSC job come up. I think it was more money. So yeah, why wouldn't you? So then TSC come up. He was there for like 19 years. Of course, they folded up. And I was actually at the John Deere dealership one day, picking some stuff up And he walked by with one of the employees there. I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, well, job interview. I'm like, oh, this would be a great place to work. So that never actually matured into anything, so that kind of sucks. But he said to me one day, well, actually my sister told me, I don't think she was supposed to, but she told me, and he's like, oh, he got a job at one of your favorite places. I'm like, really? Yeah, he got a job at the Princess Auto down near the city there, not too far. I'm like, no kidding. Like, what's he going to be doing? He's a manager. I'm like, no kidding. So that's kind of cool. So he's a manager at the Princess Auto now, and they apparently get a fairly decent employee discount too. So family employee discount. So I'm like, sweet. So in a way, it's really good for him, but I didn't get that one too straight. I don't know whether I can adjust that now. It looked fine from up here. That one's a little better. So this will thread through the lock thing, and then over and then down to the little latch thing. This is where it goes through the latch here, and then it pulls it this way, I guess. So, all right, those made. Sweet. So yeah, he's got a pretty good job there. That should be probably his last job he'll ever need, I would think, unless he has issues with management or something. You never know, right? So, but yeah, he was manager at the TSC here for a lot of years, and then they actually switched him to a district manager, so he was like all over southern Ontario and northern Ontario here. He's all over the place, so he did pretty good getting the Princess Auto job. I guess they're looking for someone down there, and the first thing I said to him when they told me, like, that's good, you got to get that store in shape down there. That store is a terrible mess. I'm wondering if I can straighten that. I'm gonna have to really heat that up again though. I said, you get that store straightened up down there, because it's not in good shape. That's probably all right. It's not going to make a big difference, I don't think. It's probably still a bit warm. Well, it should cool off pretty quick, but anyways. Good. Well, let's just check and make sure they're both the same length. They're going to be a little longer. It's going to be a bit extra hanging out, but that's okay. Yeah, not too bad. That'll work. Alright, still warm, or? Oh, yeah, that one's hot. Woo-hoo-hoo! Let's cool them down. That kind of hurt. So now, if you just do this, does it cool faster or slower than if you do it this way? Bigger. I'm kind of thinking this would put more air over it, so it should cool it faster. All right. Probably still hot. Yeah, warm enough anyways. Of course, these cables all come, oh, you know what? Really, yeah, better not. I was going to say, probably should do a bit of brazing on the end just to seal those up, but then I might not get it through the hole. And that would suck. All right, let's make sure this is off. So, nothing new on the building. Since the scaffolding stuff the other day, we got more winter though, a little bit. Snowed, and there was 3.5 inches on the ground this morning, so I've already had enough of that. So this should be, yeah, should be all right to go back in here now. So I have also got probably going to be a separate video. I've got an old engine here that I retired from an FS80, and I've got my stepdad's FS80 here still too. Let's give that a little fire up maybe here. And he doesn't really use it much. Actually, Dylan goes and mows his grass for him, so try to keep some heat in there. This thing, yeah, it's not fantastic, nice machine, but it sort of works. Let's see if it'll even start here. It's a little bit low on compression though. Oh, should probably do this. in here where it's a little bit not so breezy. Running a little bit rich there, but seems to be running all right. Idle here for a minute. You got smoke coming out when it's idling. That's too rich. When you're low speed. Seems to be running all right. So he had problems with it running there and hard to start and crap, and I think he had his gas mixed a bit too thick, because I put my mix in there and ran it for a wee bit and it seemed to be all right. So, but it is down to like, well, when I measured it, it was down to like 60 psi. So anyways, this is one of my old ones here that I was going to do a dissection video on it. It said, I think I put it at 100 psi, which wasn't too bad, but it started running weird, and I don't know whether something was maybe leaking air. I did put a kit into it. It seems like it's got pretty good, ow, that was sharp. Pretty good compression in it still. But maybe it's got a bunged up port there or something. But I I don't know, I never got along good with these full-blown two-stroke ones. They really depend on having really good compression in them to run right, or I think that's what it was. I found it would run and I was using it, but I had to constantly tune it all the time. So it could have an air leak. I never really tore it down. It'd be nice to tear it apart and measure some rings, or maybe it's got a little bit of scoring on the one side. I don't know. It could have. We'll have a look at that quickly in here, but I just kind of wanted to do this maybe on a separate video, not necessarily today, but we'll just have a quick look at her here. Oh, we got one more somewhere. Somewhere. Oh yeah, down in there. But his one there it seems to run pretty good for 60. It was around 60 psi. Should do a compression test on this, but we'll maybe do that on the next video. We don't need to do that, we'll say, right today. And this, I'd like to run it, but you can't run it without the clutch bell housing thingy there. And it looks pretty clean there. It's a little bit scummied in there. Grab a light here. Look, it's a little bit, but there's also a bit of crap come down here, like it's leaked maybe or something. The piston looks really good actually, but there is a bit of carbon in there, a bit of crub. I don't really know if you guys can see that too well, but there's no scoring on the piston. You can actually just still see the ridges on it. Let's see if we can see in the cylinder here a little bit. It's not bad. Oh, there's a bit of scoring on the far side. Interesting on the intake side. I always traditionally run a little bit extra oil in these, and seems to work on the old Formixes here. This is my original Formix that probably has well over 1,200 hours on it. It's got a bit of gas in it. Let's see if it still starts up. Well over 1,200, I'm sure. I've had this one for quite a while, and it's always ran really good. But I noticed it was kind of losing some of the mid-range power. I've ever adjusted the valves in this one either. I've done the big combi one. I've got the big 130. But this one, I don't know, it's always ran really good, but I did change this and bought a new one last year. I don't know if I've shown you that one yet. And it's basically identical to that, but it's a 130. Quite a bit more power. These 90s aren't too bad. This is an FS90. They're not too bad on moderate to light grass, but when you get into like heavier stuff, and these ones, I don't know, they're still, you know. So, but yeah. But this would be maybe a potentially good engine for his, or parts for his. I really don't want to tear it down, but we're gonna check it out though. We'll see what it looks like, maybe, and see if we can get it apart. That is off, so that's good. They let you know that. The flywheels are funny. They're like backwards on these, right? So I don't know if it's... Oh. That's alright. Oh, geez. Once on the floor, gone forever. No, I found it. So, yeah, that'd be maybe kind of cool just to tear down. See what's going on in there. I mean, 100 PSI. It's not terrible bad. Maybe we should do a squeezing test on it here again, just to double make sure. It's gonna be hard to hold that. Oh, let me tighten this guy up a bit too. Nope, that's it, because the cover is supposed to go down there. Okay, let's get, shouldn't be doing this in this video. This is, this one kind of see. Holy smokes. A Bosch plug in it though, so that's good. They're pretty good usually. Holy crap. Break something. Who the heck put that in? How's the plug look? Two-stroke-ish, we'll say. Okay, so we need this guy. Ooh, that doesn't go in too far. Interesting. I do have another compression tester here too. Let's try this one first here, maybe. Oh, you know what? I might have to just use this one directly here. Oh, that's maybe not going to thread into that. Is it different there, bud? No, should be good. Yeah, these should be up around 100 and... I want to say 120 to 130 for optimal running. 100's starting to get low. So we're at 0 there now. We want to see it go up to that 100 at least. If I can hold it here. That's dry too. It's actually a little bit higher. So we are like 110 there. That's not terrible bad. Yeah, 110. Maybe it gained some extra. Fixed itself. It had to sit for 15 years. Something like that. I wonder if we should check this other one too. It's warm now though, so technically when it warms up it should start to go even lower. These things expand, right? Kind of getting off today's topic, but give you guys a little variety. Holy, let go. Are you holding on with? My goodness. I didn't just bugger that up. Should be alright. Man, that one's been a real nuisance. It really doesn't want to let go. Jeez, bud. So yeah, I think he maybe mixed. Oh, that doesn't feel nice. Ooh. I think he might have mixed his fuel a bit too thick. Like more like a 30-to-1 maybe. Ooh, I might not be able to get this guy threaded into here. Didn't feel nice. Maybe it's just that plug. Threads don't look terrible. Alright, so this might be a little bit less, but we'll just pull her here and eight should be lots. So we're about a 95. So this one's down. Sorry for the shaking. Yeah, about 100. So that's it's passable. I think we'll maybe let him run with it for another season, see if it's all right for him. He doesn't use it too much, so. And they're both Bosches. Bosch R10s, yeah. Should probably clean that while I got it out too, maybe. Give it a little scrubby. You know, scrubby. Ooh. Cool, what do we want here? We want, what do we want? We want this stuff, I think. Carburetor and choke cleaner. And we'll find ourselves a little sort of wiry brush. And brush his teeth. I had a new plug, I put it in, but I'm short on new plugs. So yeah, I had depression enough that I was like in bed, like I mean for like basically 2 weeks straight. Went to the hospital like 5 times. Nothing wrong with you, you're fine, go home, blah blah blah. Our hospital's terrible for that out here, unfortunately. You're fine, go home. They just don't want to deal with you. So I went home. Still crappy. Finally got into my doctor, because my doctor was like 3 weeks until you could get in to see him. It was brutal. And I of course wasn't sleeping well either, right? So that doesn't help much. Got a little bit of air built up there. Wasn't sleeping too well either, because you know what's going on. All the stress in your body, and that's even more stress if you don't sleep. So I think I went to the doctor, and he I think said, oh, there's nothing wrong, I don't see anything wrong with you, we'll send you for blood tests. And I'm like, I don't know, man, like something's going on. Like I was like zonked right out too, right, because I hadn't been sleeping. Anyways, I went to the hospital once again, and there was a lady there, and I think I finally admitted, said to her, I think I'm depressed. Oh, she says. And I was having panic attacks too, that's right. And I had one right in front of her. I don't know if you've ever had a full-blown panic attack before. It's, woo, it's not fun. It's like the fight or flight thing. I guess we can put this thing away now. Fight or flight thing, so that kind of sucked. But I had it right in front of her. I guess she'd never really seen that in her profession, right? So she's like, whoa, what's the matter? Are you all right? I'm like, nope, panic attack, you know, with breathing, and you're breathing, and you can feel your heart like taking off, and that freaking sucked, let me tell you. So I need a little towel here. So I said to her too, like, I can't sleep. And what was, oh yeah, that was weird too, because I lay down, you know, at night and try to go to sleep, and then it was almost like a sleep apnea, but I think my body was just so stressed at that point that you just nod off, and then it's like you stop breathing, like a sleep apnea almost. But it wasn't that. So anyways, they got me on, which helped, but I wish I never went on them, was I think it was lorazepam. I'm like, because I said to her, I haven't slept in like 3 weeks, like I don't know what to do, and I try to settle down, and then all of a sudden I'm stopped breathing and basically panicking as I'm sleeping there, right? So I really like the feel of that in there too. Well, it's tight though. So they got me on the lorazepam. I think it was on 1 milligram a day, and man, the stuff was pretty good while I was on it, but oh wee, is that stuff ever hard to get off of. You get like lightheaded, and oh, you're like, oh, like you're, you know, coming right out of a bad overhang or drugs or something. But anyway, so we got on that, and then we got on something called Cymbalta for the depression stuff, and that seemed to work. Oh, turn it on, bud. Really? Really? Should be good. And so I got on Cymbalta. I was on that for like 7 years. And I thought, you know what? I gotta see if I can get off of this stuff. Now I got off it and had to wean that down. So there's, you know, the little capsule with all these little wee tiny pellets in it that has the medicine in it. So you have to take the capsule out, and you'd have to count like every day. Drop 2 of these out, put it back together, take it. The next day, drop 4 out, you know, until you're down to like 10, and then just done. That's how you got to wean yourself off of that crap. So I don't know why I'm telling you all this. I figured maybe you guys would be interested what I have had to go through and where all this psoriasis has come from, which I think, anyways. But anyways, put this back up here. I can go back up there. So lots of news today, eh? It's great. Great stuff. I wonder if I can fix this. I think that's a good idea. We're gonna try it. I think I can do a better job. So yeah, I think just from over the time, and it might have damaged my liver too, I don't know. Ooh. It might have done damage to the liver, and maybe that's toxins coming out, you know, like it's not efficiently removing stuff from. I'm kind of thinking, because funny enough, that Cymbalta is discontinued now. I can't get that anymore, so I wonder if they found out something about it and they're like, ooh, better get rid of that. It did seem to work though, and actually it was really good too, because I never had back pain. They actually use that for treating chronic back pains, lower back pains. So that was actually kind of nice. I never really had any back pains when I was on it for all those years too. But yes, it did work. It did help. But yeah, definitely the stress, initial stress, I think, on the body from those kidney stones, that was freaking brutal, man. You didn't know what was going on. You had like a wicked pain in your back, and you're like, what the frick is going on? I did go to the hospital for that too, and by the time I actually got checked in, it had already passed. I did have another one while I was there, but it didn't last nearly as long, so. All right, we can do this. Just twist it as we go here. Maybe it'll stay. Try not to get a twist in it. I'm twisting here as I twist around. And what I might do is leave a couple of wraps off and then just do the through. That might put another weird twist on that side, but then it won't need any tape or, you know, It's not too often I use this stuff. Anyways, that's mostly my story. And then so I was on that stuff, and then didn't have psoriasis or anything through that. Had a couple more bouts of the depression feeling, but it kind of left after a day or two. It didn't hang around. So because I basically told it, you know what, I've been through you, I've had enough of you, go fuck yourself, pardon my French. And it did, it left. They're like, fine, we won't bother you. But you really gotta not let things bother you too. That's the main culprit there. I wonder if that's enough here now. Yeah. And I still have problems with that. Some comments that people leave on the video stuff, it's like, dude, really? You just gotta brush it off. I just make fun of them. Like, thanks, man. You just seriously paid me for watching my video to leave a stupid comment to try to piss me off. You know what? It ain't happening, bud. So again, you know, I always put a fiery, feisty thing back to make them think I'm mad and all pissed off. It doesn't bother me really a bit. I don't really care what you say to me. It doesn't matter. Let's see if I can chop this a little better here. Oh, we missed her. How the heck did we miss it? Keep your eyes closed. There we go. That's a little more better. More manageable. Alright, so yeah, there's a little bit of back history of me if you're interested. That's all the BS I've had to go through in my time, and you know, just day by day. And I think the stress too has also done this crap to my heart with that atrial fibrillation stuff. I think that's all part of it too. It's all the same system, we'll say. One thing affects another, affects another, affects another, and it's like, can you just break off? Leave me alone? Like, what the crap, bud? What the crap? Good. So that's good. We got our new cables here. I'll have to thread those in. And, should be good. Should be good. Yeah, we'll have a look at this guy. Oh, geez. Put that up there for now. We'll have a look at this guy some other time here. Maybe pull it apart and see what the innards are like in there. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's too bad. I don't know if I've got the... Oh, we'll have a look at the carburetor first, because I bet you that diaphragm is hard as get out. It probably wouldn't run anyways with that diaphragm. And let's just have a look at the filter here while we're here too. These were the stupid kind of filters. I didn't really like them. Hard to get out and stuff. And this one should have a... Oh, it's supposed to have a... I bet you I rescued one. Yes, I did. And put it in his because he didn't have one. So another little foam guy that goes in there first. So that's got pretty good compression still. I just don't really need it now, so I don't run these guys. I still got this brand new FS94 here. That's a true 2-stroke as well. It's still brandy new. You guys have seen me run that a few times, and just I don't use it. So because after these ones, I'm like, no. I bought that one myself, thinking, no, I'll maybe use it up at the house here. You know, I've got them all down there to use, but maybe use it up at the house here. I just never did. So, but yeah. So this, I'm not 100% sure. It'd be interesting for us to. I think you got to take the, because the bolts for the cylinder come up. See one right there, so oh yeah, you can get down through there and get them. Okay, well that's not bad. I don't know if this light still works here. Oh, it does. Yeah, you can get the bolts from underneath there, so that's good. There's 4 of them down there holding it all on together. Someone sent me that a while ago. Works pretty good still. Haven't changed the batteries at all on it. But yeah, you can't run these without the clutch bell there, because these will just go zing. It'll just fling those right off. You probably could take this off, get these shoes out, but that might change the weight dynamics of when it's spinning for its running, so it'll probably run like a bag of crap. So, but anyways, there we go. I guess that's it for today. We'll leave that guy for another day. Fun times. And yeah, like I say, there's no real new progression on the new building here, but just waiting for weather to friggin' break again. I was gonna go and do them the other day, and then the next day was looking like just garbage. So I'm like, oh, for God's sakes. I am going to turn this off now. Just got her nice and warm in here, and I'm gonna shut it off. I haven't been keeping it going now. We're like 15 in here now, so that's good. But it's freezing mark right now at here. So, whoa. But yeah, I'd like to get in here and working. Start making workbenches. Let's go over this once again here. So I think I can get my truck backed right in tight here. I've got had it in the other day actually, and had it at about here, so it wasn't too bad. And then I had from where the door is going to sit, which is probably going to be about potentially there. Might not be that far back, but somewhere there. I had about this much room, so it could go sideways a bit too, but I'm thinking probably workbench here to maybe here, so like a corner workbench kind of thing. And then I don't know, like the sandblaster, the drill press, the parts washer. What else have I got down there? I don't know. I think what I'm gonna have to do is when we get the roof on and all done on the outside, get in here and get things moved in. Oh, that's not a good idea though, because if I get it spray foamed, I'm gonna have to move everything back out again. That would suck. Oh, one thing at a time, I guess, eh? I think workbench there, and then around the corner a bit would be all right. I'd like to have like a bit of a corner workbench. That'd be kind of neat. And then sandblaster was here, the door's here, so I'd have to leave a bit of extra room, depending how far this workbench would come this way. I'd like to do a workbench the whole way across, but no. Sandblaster. Drill press probably won't take up very much. It's not very big. It's just taller. Parts washer. Tire machine. I'd like to get a balancing machine too. Look at all this laying over here, eh? Oh, at least you know it's not leaking through, so it's not going to leak in. Well, that's a good thing, I guess. That's all the snow that was here today. And this will just, I guess, stay open for working on vehicle stuff. You know, like back in here. I could back the car and have lots of room. I could back the truck probably into here. I might get both cars in. If there's nothing else in here, I could get her car right in there maybe. And maybe be able to back the truck right in here. I don't know. I don't know if that'll actually work. I could probably get her car in and then back the truck straight in. I know that'd work. Just on those real shitty, crappy nights that it's freaking gonna be snowing and crappy. It'd be nice to have stuff in. And this winter was terrible for not so much the truck, but the car, for in and around the wheel wells with the crap building up and freezing solid. And it'd be nice to have somewhere to come in, thaw it out and clean it out and clean up the mess off the floor. Anyways, that's still dreaming pipes for right now anyways. Oh, thank you for keeping me warm for 14 minutes. Anyways, other than that, I did a little bit of tidying up here. If you kind of notice, things have sort of moved. I got to get these seats back in the slingshot at some point. Just hasn't even been nice enough to open up that container yet. So got rid of some things. There's some boxes and crap here. We still got a brand new heater there, which might go into the other shop at some point. Ultrasonic cleaner down there. I haven't even opened that yet. And I got the generator pushed in there. It was kind of sitting here in the way. And some other things organized. So we got enough saws, bud. I think we're good now. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. And somewhere. Yeah, it is there. My 660, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. 5 right here, so got almost enough for everybody. Sorry, I was kind of thinking, where's the 660? It's in there. It's in there. So, haven't ran the 026 much. Sup mix, of course, we ran the other day when we had to cut that board. This guy's out of gas right now. The old John Deere back there, I haven't ran in for a while either, but probably still fire up. I really like that Stihl oil. I think it's got some really good preservatives in it. We might just have to run this guy before we go today. See, it's cold and it's not warm. Hold on, Dort. Okay. Might be a little rich too, maybe. It's getting oiled anyway. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty happy with that $45 rebuild kit instead of $450 rebuild kit. Longevity, I don't know. May not last super long, but hard to say. Anyways, I guess we better head her out. Thanks again for watching. You guys have a good one. Really hoping to get onto this building here soon. If you don't hear from me for a bit, it's probably because of that. Oh, crap. Forgot my GoPro box. Where is that? Can't see. I'm going to kind of miss working in this shop, and I'm going to really like working in the new big shop here. You can actually get something inside and close the door and work on it. Oh, like a vehicle. Not changing oil on things. Back the big backhoe in here, full length. Work on it. Anyways, I'm proud of how far I've come, but I'm a little bit disappointed of how I've kind of stalled for now. But I don't know how much I can really do with that. It's frickin' winter here still. But I got an issue in this corner on the top. I noticed. I think I mentioned it the other day. It seemed to dip into the corner there. I don't know why. It seems to dip, so I don't know what's going to happen there when we put up that truss. Might have to put a little skin of wood under that or something to build it back up. But anyways, it's cold out here. I'm going home. Thanks again for watching. Catch you all later. And you guys have a good day. That was a pretty good 3D print, that one.